we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado.
This is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
We're here.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're good to go here on a snowy day. But we're happy to have you back in, man.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be back.
It's good to see you, man. It's been good to see your career grow a little bit. We've known you a couple years now, seeing you in the music biz. You did the live event with us, so it's been cool to have you along the ride and check in here and there over the past few years. So I would say let's grab a beverage and cheers to that. And get this thing rolling.
To continued success and networking.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Cheers. So, quick disclaimer for the viewers and listeners. We're kind of tape delaying this, so the Super Bowl hasn't happened yet. So by the time you see this, the Super Bowl champions will be either Kansas City or the 49ers. I'm personally hoping it is San Francisco, but we'll see what happens.
Who are you going for?
I've been so zoned out of sports, man. I don't even
care.
Whoever wins.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
That's fair.
If it ain't like my hometown, then I'm just like, they could go ahead and go have that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I'm on the same.
Broncos been doing horrible though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I feel bad saying that, but it's
Yeah.
just bad.
It's been a rough few years. It's been rough for my Patriots, too. I'm a New England guy, so
Yeah, I heard about that too.
it's
Yeah.
been really rough.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
I got to see Belichick's last win as a Patriots head coach, so that's pretty cool here in Denver.
Yeah.
But, so anywho, yeah, so tape delayed a little bit. Super Bowl's already happened. That's fine. We're here to chit-chat, have a good time on a snowy Saturday here in Denver, Colorado. It's good to see you, AGM.
Yep. It's nice to see y'all. How you guys been though?
Been good, man. Been good. We've been after. Well, I could speak for myself here. Actually, I'll speak for Kev right now.
Oh,
So
will you?
yeah, so Kevin's ramping up. He's ramping up. He's getting back dialed in with Mash the Gas.
Okay.
They did their first episode last week.
Yeah, February 5th was our first
Yeah.
ep.
Yeah, I think I saw like some previews of that, like a little short.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Kevin's getting back into that.
Nice.
So I'm in my NASCAR gear.
Yeah.
Shit, I see it.
Yeah, Kev's
Yep.
also ramping up to make some health changes this year on his
Yeah,
birthday.
it's going to be a good year, 2024. We were kind of talking about that a little bit off mic, giving up the booze for a year, doing
Definitely.
a sober challenge. Should be
yeah.
good, man.
Yeah.
Should be good. I think it's going to be a smooth transition. You talked about being a few months
Yeah.
off.
Speaking of that, like I told you guys, it's been since November 14th of 2023 since I had like a drink.
How was that first sip?
The first week? Like
No, how was this first sip just now?
honestly,
After all that time,
it felt like a little refreshing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like part of me had that addictive personality towards it,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's like it don't even feel like it. I feel like it's just I'm treating myself, like
Yeah.
you know how you eat some Snickers and
Uh-huh.
it's like full of sugar, you're not supposed to have it, but it's like, all right, I'll have me a little bit of it, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I like me some Snickers, I like me some beers, I don't mind it. So.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, and definitely I haven't really sipped since then, so it's like I haven't even been out to a bar.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done any of that. So since now
good.
that I am older, it's like it don't seem something that like I'm gonna be consuming so much. It's just like I have to have a high mindset about it.
And 21.
Yeah.
You're 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's such a mature thought process for that age. Like when I was 21,
I was an idiot.
Yeah, I was going really hard. And so the fact that you're able to like see that and recognize that, like more power to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And congrats, man, because it feels good to like go that time off without booze and like prove to yourself like, all right, it doesn't hold dominion over me.
Yeah,
like I'm in control. Like that's crucial. Because I just did 4 months. I know you did 3 months. So like dap
yeah,
on that.
definitely. Yeah, you were telling me about
that's
that.
props. That's
Yeah.
props. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Like I said, just that first week for me, like when I told myself I'm not gonna be drinking, the struggle that I had was that first week because it seems like you can't get through it. But like as soon as you get through that first week, you're like perfectly fine. You feel like you could just knock down like 30 weeks or something, Yeah, definitely just the first week is a little bit gonna be more harder for you. But after that, I think it's just like a piece of cake.
Yeah. Yeah, just going through that adjustment of breaking the habit, number one, and then adjusting like sleep patterns because it messes with sleep.
Definitely. It messes with
know?
your mental health, messes with your body, That's what it was doing to me. And I was only like 19, 20, like getting shit-faced drunk. So it's like I really had to sit there and look at myself from like a higher perspective than mine, And I was like, I can't keep doing this shit every day. Like I'm not even 21 yet, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I'm fucking up my body before I even become an adult, and like my body and my mind matures and shit. So I just definitely had to just say no to it, you know.
That's good. That's good that you recognize that early.
So is that like, where did that motivation like come from? Like
Right.
what was the moment when you're all like, did you do something embarrassing like at a party, or like you woke up feeling like shit the next day,
think
or
it
like
was-
somebody was like, yo bro, like you were out of control?
It was like almost like a wrap of it all. Like I just noticed my drinking was getting out of hand, and then my arguing with other people. It came in between my relationships with other people, and that's when
see.
I knew when it was like bad. Like it's diminishing my relationship with my friends. Like let's say my mom I'd be arguing with, we wouldn't get along, and especially triggers were hard at first too. But it's just like it's a journey, you know. I don't think you're gonna just stop like really like cold turkey one day, you know. I think it's just you have to grow towards it and work towards it. That's what I did. So
Yeah, and I think everyone's going to approach it a little differently because, you know, some people can have a casual beer on the weekend and then not drink for a month. And, you know, me, it's like it's so routine doing these podcasts. It's like, oh, beer time, beer
and then
time.
you're out here doing it. It's like it's kind of part of work. That's
Yeah.
that's how I see it with marijuana. You know, when I'm in the studio, I definitely gotta have me like a blunt rolled or maybe a joint, just because it's like a part of my creative. How do you say? My creative flow. You
Process.
know,
Yeah.
process definitely. So, I mean,
Well, I mean, there is studies that cannabis, but here's like the kicker: cannabis and like small amounts, like not like you're smoking the whole blunt.
Yeah.
Like you take like a couple hits of weed, like it is actually known to stimulate the creative parts of your brain,
Yeah,
and,
really.
and like help that come out. So obviously you could overdo anything, and it's easy to overdo weed, especially when it's tasting so good. You know, you're like, let me get some more of that.
right.
Yeah, I'm
No
a lightweight
cap.
with weed.
Yeah.
Right. Creativity. When it comes to that, I think I'm starting to step into like my creative direction. So what I mean by that is like I'm starting to like take myself a little bit more serious as an artist, because like fuck. Damn, you ever be talking and
Yeah.
just like have a brain
last
fart?
week it happens all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Just trying to step into like my creative process and all that jazz.
So are you like, how is the music coming for you? Like, do you have specific like goals that you want to reach? Are you like trying to get like an EP of like a certain amount of tracks put together by like what are you working on right now?
So I'm still just working on singles, you know, and a part of me still feels like that's a good way to work right now, because I see multiple artists drop like, let's say they drop a mixtape or an EP, and they'll have like, let's say 15 songs on it, and now let's say you're promoting that to people really don't have time to sit there and listen to all 15 of your songs, you know.
That's a good point.
So it's like if I'm out here just gonna drop one song, it's like, hey, check this one song out. If you like it, you don't like it, you like it on Facebook, you know, or like it on YouTube. But if I have 12 songs or 15 songs and I come to somebody and be like, listen to all of these, I feel like this is just me, my opinion, genuinely, that people are not gonna sit here and dwell into all of those tracks, especially when you're a local artist. People don't really know you, you know. Yeah, that's just been my flow right now. Singles, making sure that people actually do see my music instead of just like 15 songs. Nah.
Well, and
man.
also I feel like, because I used to like make like 15 track like, and I feel like sometimes when you do that, you're more open to having maybe mediocre tracks on the thing, because you get so many of them and you're like trying to complete, I need these 15, so like you let some stuff get in there that maybe isn't top shelf mustard,
Right.
you know, opposed to like when you're just doing singles,
Because you're trying to hit a metric rather than you're focusing on quantity rather than quality.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said about that in the music biz. I mean, look at any favorite artist of ours and take one of their records. There's no way I'm going to love every single track on that record.
Right.
But they have a record deal and they have to meet X amount of tracks by X amount of time.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're getting paid on it. But if you're trying to get noticed, I think EPs and LPs, I guess would be a limited release, right, are a way to go.
Yeah.
Because people have short attention spans. They're like, okay, I have an idea what this guy's
Definitely
doing.
nowadays, yeah.
You got to grab them within that first 30 seconds. You
Yeah.
know, we've learned that even in this business.
Yeah, definitely. Music, man. I love music. I got Bob Marley on today. That movie's coming out on January 14th.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
February 14th.
I want to see that.
I'm ready to see that too myself. I think I don't know. I just been seeing a lot of him pop up like in the store. I just seen this shirt just out of nowhere, you know.
What a legend.
Yeah, I think like with music, it's like such a universal like with Bob Marley, like he was such a spiritual musician. So I think like when it comes to music, it's like a universal language, you know, because you know Michael Jackson, right? So when Michael Jackson would go to different countries, like they don't know English, but they know Michael Jackson word for word. You know what I'm saying? They know how to dance just like him and shit. So I think that music is really special, and it's like it's a way to maybe to get along with each other and spread love. Like,
well, it's also a good way to kind of learn a language too. I've been practicing Espanol, and I'll like pick up songs and like do the lyrics and like try to figure out like what are they saying here. So it's like also a good way to like learn languages too and like bridge that gap.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like all the people I've met and stuff, like it doesn't matter like what ethnicity somebody was or what country they came from. Like
definitely,
genuinely, people all just want to be respected, and we all have the same needs, really.
Yeah.
And like I was closed-minded too growing up. Like, these people over here speaking Spanish, like that's in my country. Like that was old ignorant Arthur, right? Like
definitely.
like where you're like, why don't they learn English and shit like this? But at the same time, it's like, how am I going to sit here and judge like when I haven't even tried to learn Spanish? And
Yeah,
like
that's true.
and so it's like generally if somebody is speaking English as a second language and it's broken, like they're
that's still effort,
yeah,
though.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and I can still understand it. So it's like I don't know. I used to kind of judge that like a long time ago, So I'll admit that on here.
No, honestly, that's how I be when I go to like with the girl I'm dating, and we go to to go get our nails done, and they're like, you know, they speak in different language. I feel like they're talking stuff about us, but you know, at the same time, like it's just in our head, you know. We created it in our head.
It's true. It's easy to do. And then the other easy thing to do is read body language. Like regardless if you're speaking Korean, you know, Espanol, French, like everybody can kind of communicate through body language. Like, oh, I want to eat, or you know, let's dance. Dancing is communication. I think that's the other great thing about music is it makes people move.
Yeah.
It's the soundtrack of life.
Back to Michael Jackson. When I was little, I actually used to dance just like I used to try dancing like him.
Can you moonwalk?
Hell no. But
somebody tried teaching me. I couldn't get it.
I couldn't either. My friend Dadrion tried showing me that one time, and he was doing it on the carpet. I was like, what's like?
It's almost like an illusion though, like the way they do it.
Yeah, like he kicks his feet in front of it and like slides.
I know the process of doing it. Like the foot that's coming back doesn't have the weight on it, so you're putting the weight on the foot in front. Yeah, but you're going backwards. I can do it, but it's really slow, and if I try to do it fast, it's butchered. But the one that I do like is where they do like the fake step, like where they like kind of do that step in the air, like where they're walking.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and it looks like have you guys seen that one?
I think so. I think I know what you're talking about. It's like a little shuffle, kind of.
And like the first person to do it was like he looked so fly. He had like the suit on. He was like going up this big staircase like that.
Oh shit.
I don't know. There's some cool dance moves.
Definitely.
Like I just wish that I could find my inner confidence to dance in front of people like I dance when I'm alone.
I've seen you do
like
it.
I dance in the shower.
Yep.
No
You
cap.
dance. That's dangerous. Dancing in the shower.
Dude, I almost tried grabbing the water one time.
What?
Oh shit.
I'm going.
Yeah, nah. Definitely though. It's tight. I just think that it's cool how we express each other or express ourselves to each other.
Yes. Yeah. Music is universal.
Oh yeah.
And and the body language thing too. You can communicate a lot through body language for sure. I agree
Very
with that.
much so.
Actually, speaking of I saw like this video of like this rock band. They're like in front of cows, right? Started playing and the cows ran away, and then the cows like stopped for a minute. They looked back, and they started like getting interested into the music. You know what I'm saying? So I think like that shit is music is really special, and music emits frequencies and and everything is energy. You know, energy can't be created or destroyed. So I think a lot of stuff like music and things like that is really important, and it's not really known about a lot, like the underneath what music really is. You know, like people don't really know if that music is like mind control. You know, if you listen,
because if it can influence your emotions, then isn't that a form of mind control?
Well, it's stimulating
if
something.
Something's influencing your emotions.
So if I'm rapping about killing people and and like drugs and hoes. Like I do speak about that, but I use it in a way of like a reflection, you know, as a way to look at my life. But I don't use it as something that's cool. So I think the people who use it as something and think that it's cool
have never done it.
That part, or they really, it's either like they haven't done it and they're trying to act like they've done it, or there are people really who have done it, you know. And it's like it's taken away from the authentic people who are doing like that. And it's
almost glorifying some of the negative things that happen within that
part.
community.
And when it comes down to the mind control part, when you're rapping about this shit all day, what do you think you're gonna attract? You know, if the energy is like the laws of the universe, if you apply that to what you're doing in your life, and all you think is rap, bitches, money, guns, sex, hoes, you're gonna have that in your life.
Absolutely,
it's because you're attracting it.
Yeah, what we allow in our life, we invite more of. And quote that's on my Facebook is, "Where focus goes, energy flows." And if that's what you're constantly affirming, it's essentially that's where that energy's going.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but I mean, we've seen that in the rap community for a long time. I mean, I think there's so many talented artists out there that can.
Oh yeah, so many in the city too.
Yeah, Denver's got a lot of great musicians, a lot of great artists that we've been fortunate enough to get to know and kind of learn about where the music scene's going. And I like to always ask a lot of these local creators, because you guys are in it. I'm not. I'm just sitting here on the outside looking in. What have you seen over the last 2-3 years as far as where the Denver music scene's headed? I've
seen a lot of unite. Like a lot of
I like hearing that.
Yeah, so there's these people named the Shredders, you know. A lot of before I started rapping in the city, I used to look up to like half of these people who are in this group, and I used to look up to them, and damn, I lost myself again right there.
The Shredders, local music,
where
people coming together.
Music scene's at.
Yeah, everyone's uniting, and I think it's really special because like you have artists who you wouldn't think would work together, and they're working together, you know.
Well, Miles is coming up with some new fresh sounds too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like himself, like I
was impressed with that.
Yeah, I was enjoying hearing that.
Yeah, I love Miles. I love Danny. I think I watched half the whole podcast though with him.
With Danny.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
He was rocking NASCAR gear. I was blown away.
Yeah, I was like, oh
Kevin's
shit.
jaw dropped.
Yeah, no, that was awesome, bro. I love that podcast. And the last one you did with the 90s Kid Life, right?
Oh yeah,
90s Kid for Life.
Yeah, I watched some of that, but I didn't get to finish it.
Yeah,
So
I mean, look,
I got so much
Discussion
shit going on.
Combustion, like these are long formatted shows, but it's you don't get to know people in 10 minutes. You don't get to know people in a quick 20-30 minutes. Like this show almost has to just be an hour long, because we bring people in. You know, you're more comfortable this time because we know each other. We worked with each other a couple times. But like on that first visit, that first guest appearance, like it takes like 30-40 minutes for people to like warm up, and then the juice actually starts happening.
Yeah. See, I came here, I was like, I got some juice, but I'm going to try to like get the juice out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not the most confident person, and I'm a little shy, you know? So I love doing these because it helps me like break my barrier and get my opinion out, and I like to hear other people's opinion. So I love doing this. That's why I come over here.
Absolutely, man.
Show love, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
That's what
Always.
it's about.
Yep.
And repetition's another skill. The more times you do shit like this, the
You
easier
get better
it gets.
at it.
Yep.
Easier.
I mean, when we
better.
first started, we were like, what do we even talk about? You know? And now it's like, man, we're just hanging out, you know, shooting
Chilling.
the shit, getting to know people.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. I love it. You know, we have an ability to bring people on, let them tell their story, that maybe their viewers can tune in, only know your music or whatever. Now we can get to know AGM on a different level.
Yeah, it's pretty lit. Yeah.
It's the human experience.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's what it
and
is.
a lot of people are missing out on this. Like I've read blogs about, you know, people who work from home, or if you were a student and you had to study from home and you weren't around people as much, and you know, you're kind of just being secluded. It takes a toll. And like how you're considering this kind of just practice, opening up, you know, getting out there. You know, this is we're just having a conversation, like, and like that's the thing, is people they feel uncomfortable talking and I say naturally, talking naturally, because like everyone feels comfortable sending a text.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Like,
and
yeah. No, go ahead.
It's been more of that, honestly, too. And the more that the years keep going, it's like, have you guys heard of the Apple Vision Pro that just came out? Yeah, it's like people are FaceTiming on that now. It's like you could see the whole world in front of you, but like you could literally have someone on FaceTime while you're skateboarding. Like you could see them, but you know what you're doing, you know, in real time. I think that shit's awesome. But the more we get older, I think the more it's gonna be hard for people to express themselves also, because of like you said, it's so easy to text people, so easy to call people, and I think that makes people a little bit less confident in real life when they're talking to like having a human experience, you know. So
Absolutely.
I mean, by any means, I think that people all could get through it, though. It's just a human thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to learn to get through.
And I think it's going to become like a trend again to put the phones down and have these kind of real conversations. I really do. I think it's become a thing, where people are doing it and enjoying those experiences. You go to a concert now, and most people are living that concert through their phone.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if I am going to take a video of the concert I'm at, because I do like to do that, I'll try to move it out of the way. So I'm still filming it, but I want to see it still with my own. I want to experience that moment.
Right. No. The last concert I went to, I think I went to Lil Skies, the rapper. I went to go check him out, and I didn't record nothing because at the time I had this phone, and this phone is like broken. The camera don't work. So I was honestly kind of glad that it didn't work because, like you said, you're in real time. You kind of notice more than you would with the camera. It's just a better. It's a human experience. Human experiences shines just being alone. And I think that people being alone, they don't really see that. Which is okay, though. Being alone is perfectly fine. Sometimes you need to be in your solitude to conserve your energy. But also at the same time, you got to know that we're all on this planet together, and we're here to communicate and spread love. What else? We got vocal boxes for a reason, so it's why not use it to spread love and the positivity part?
I agree 100%. And everyone's kind of gifted with different ways to do that, through music, through our podcast, through whatever, so people do it in different ways. But I agree. I'd like to see some of the younger demographic get a little bit more into being in the moment and having those social experiences, because I think it's great tools to be able to have like Google Meet and FaceTime and Snapchat. That's fun. You can still do that in between the hangouts, but there's always something you take away from whether it's going out to a dinner with your buddies or taking your girlfriend out or whatever, and not looking at your phone and just being in that moment and enjoying the meal and taking in the ambiance.
Yeah,
that's the good stuff.
Definitely. That's what it's all about.
Sometimes, though, kind of play devil's advocate on that. So,
I like it.
So I've been doing the 5-second rule for probably coming up on 2 years now, and what that is that when my intuition tells me that I need to do something, I'll act on that within 3 to 5 seconds before I talk myself out of it, right? Because normally we try to talk ourselves out of doing a lot of things.
Right.
So I've been doing this 3 to 5 second life. And I have had so many fun experiences that almost 4 nights out the week, 3 nights out of the week, every single week for months, I'm having a blast. Sometimes you forget what the fuck you've actually already done because you've just been having fun. So having an occasional video, having an occasional picture on that night just so you can remember it a little bit, that's had a lot of value to me, because sometimes I'll go through my gallery and I'll look through and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that night. And that's so much fun. Yeah. But so there's that fine line. I think it's okay to capture stuff, but you have to still be in the moment. Kind of like what Kevin's holding it over here. He's still in the moment, even though he's capturing it.
Right. Yeah,
and you can't make it all about just taking pictures the whole time.
Right.
There's no right or wrong way to do it.
There's that fine line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever works for you works for you. I find I have a more enjoyable night being in that moment and being that was so much fun, and not having to look at your phone. And I think we had a guest on from the Denver Degenerates podcast. He referred to it as a binky.
Yeah.
Our phones become a binky, that comfort, something that take your,
honestly,
boredom.
that's how it is when I have it in my hand. Sometimes I'm like, all right, cool, got my binky.
Yeah.
I got my little satisfaction, I guess.
It's always there. It's an instant relief for boredom.
Yeah.
Which is something that we didn't grow up with. We didn't have that because we're old farts.
Definitely. I think that also gives you a better advantage, too, when it comes to expressing yourself and being able to hold a conversation. Sometimes I cannot hold a fucking conversation. It's hard.
Yeah.
I will, but then I'll, slowly, drift off from it, and then I'll, get lost in what I'm talking about, It's I think it's all the weed I be smoking, though, to be honest.
That probably has something to do with it. It could.
It could. It definitely could.
I smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my best to and shit. Whenever I put it on the pod, it's a little bit more likely to happen. But I am going to calm down with smoking flower.
Nice.
I'll go ahead and make a commitment right now for the rest of this month. I'm not gonna smoke any more flower.
Just edibles?
Yeah, I'll do some edibles. Nice. I'll dabble with some edibles still, though.
I think that low-key the flower is what helped me stop drinking.
Yeah,
because
I could see that.
It was something to lean on, and it didn't really... My relationships were fucking up when I was drinking all the time, and when I was smoking, I just noticed that, calmed me down. I was in a better mood. I didn't really feel like I need to do something. Yeah, just marijuana helped as as a crutch for me to stop drinking a lot. And
I know a lot of guys
appreciate it.
that got off booze, using, good friends of mine that are in their 40s now, got off marijuana or got off alcohol because of marijuana.
Yeah.
Not that they substituted one for the other. It just became, okay, it's 5 o'clock. Instead of grabbing a beer, maybe smoke a joint, whatever works for the individual. For me, it's like, I think I could probably use that a little bit as I go into, because I call it sobriety for a year, but I'm probably going to use some THC and, probably some mushrooms and things
Definitely.
like that.
Yeah.
Light doses, though.
Yeah, I think the THC will help you a lot, just because that's what it did for me, especially when I would smoke, I noticed it would take my mind off the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Because when that first week, I was like, fuck, I'm jittery. Honestly, I got so drunk the last time, I was shaking the next day after.
That's
I
a
was
rough
like,
feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
not
like,
good.
I can't do this shit no more. I was like, looked at myself, I'm like, my room's all fucked up. I'm like, I'm getting nowhere with this shit. So I'm like, I just had to like look at myself as an ugly perspective and like not really want to be that ugly anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just because I overdid it when I would drink, and it was bad. You know?
Yeah, so like you reached your level of like disappointment with with yourself, where you're like, I'm sick of being disappointed with myself. I swear that's the turning point, because that was for me with like opiates and shit like that too, where it's just like okay, I know I'm doing something wrong, but I keep allowing myself to do it. Like at some point you're gonna start getting disappointed in yourself, and when you're sick of disappointing yourself, that's when you actually make a change.
Right. Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear that. It's a consistent story
Yeah.
on how I feel, how you felt. Like, I bet you it's across the board on that.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm talking about it, because I know people probably feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And so with these tools, probably next week when you guys do drop this, I'm probably going to grab a few shorts and clips and I throw them on my TikTok, and people relate to that shit, you know? They just they see the clip and they like start resonating, relating, and they like it, I think that TikTok is very great to get yourself out for sure. Like I didn't really know how to use it at first, but now I'm starting to get like how certain creators are doing it, and I'm like, oh shit, he did it like this, I can do it just like, get myself out there easily like they do.
I've been hearing a lot of that here recently, even with 90s Kid on last week. He literally hit 300K followers in the middle of the episode.
I was like, whoa, I was viewing all that. I was like, damn.
He's got a huge following for sure.
It's pretty awesome.
He's very humble about it.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot about that. Even though he has 3.1 million followers, it doesn't really equate to what we all think it does. And he kind of broke that down. I would encourage viewers to go back and listen to that.
Oh,
but
definitely going to have to go watch that.
It's like just because he's at 3 million, he's like, I'm still working the day job, stuff like that.
I heard multiple people feel like people who've made it, that we think, like we see these celebrities, they say like they still feel like they're chasing to make it,
Yeah.
They're still trying to make it. And I think that never goes away in people. Like we're always hungry to
The hunger for more.
Yeah, always to satisfy our hunger, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, the race is never over.
Yeah.
To use racing terms. I mean, there isn't really. I mean, I guess there is a finish line in racing, but life is that's it. I mean, there is no. You keep going. Sky's not the limit. There is no limit. You keep going.
Honestly,
Why put a limit on it?
Infinitely.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting into this, and I guess I'm segueing here a little bit into like more spiritual talk, but how you're saying, and I agree, energy is not it's always, and it's just passed along, and like the energy that we feel when we compose music was energy that we felt that we're now sharing. We didn't create that energy. So like I agree with that whole mindset on it. So I almost think like reincarnation could really be a thing. I'm like starting to lean toward that.
I think that's like the main push within spirituality, is the belief that like we've honestly been here before as well, like so, and that we've reincarnated into this life. And I believe there's so much information about it, and people could go look it up and like go see for themselves. But it's like that intuition that you have. Sometimes I think to myself, like, what if that's our past lives knowledge, and like our past,
like
our soul,
us.
like our soul is like in us, and like our body is just like a car,
Just a vehicle, yeah.
We're just driving it. So I think that maybe the reincarnation could be real, because that intuition could, maybe it don't come from nowhere,
Well, and there's like an energy, like physically what we're made of technically is like stardust, right? Because we eat, our mothers eat, and that's how we form from the food that grows on this planet, and then we form in our mother's bellies. And so physically what we're made of has always been around in another shape or form, right? But there's like this mental energy that I've always been curious about, like, and I believe in ghosts and stuff like that too, and like paranormal stuff, and but it's like, where does that mental energy go? And like, so I haven't read books on this, but I've been hanging with people that have, and they said there's like 7 dimensions to like your soul, and that and this plane right now, like the physical plane, I don't know, what is it, the third?
I think that's the physical, 3D, third dimensional things.
But like, yeah, so like our soul could be in other dimensions, like just because if reincarnation existed, and our soul has been in different entities before, like just because if I die right now as Arthur, it doesn't mean that my energy and soul is going to go right into something else. It might go into another one of these planes of dimension, and then it might come back to the living world in another shape. So it's, I don't know enough.
It's like our
I know enough to
lives
get
on
interested.
a different plane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I think like almost as if like a female's womb is like a portal, because like that's crazy to think about, right?
Yeah.
But it's like we spawn in the womb, you know, like we're created in the female, and yeah, it's like it's crazy.
I would like to think that all of our female listeners would like to agree that your womb is a portal.
Yes.
I mean, essentially is, you know, and that's a whole rabbit hole in
Spawns
itself.
babies.
When it comes to genders and stuff, which we won't get too deep into. I personally believe there's only 2 genders. That's my opinion and take.
Because like we're not going to get too deep into this. However,
that's just my belief. I'm just saying this can open up a whole can of worms. People are
people will go crazy.
People get pissed,
I don't understand, like yeah. That's why I really watch what I say with certain things like that too, because I also have like I have a transgender cousin, you know.
That's
once transitioned from female to male, and so it's like I really don't discriminate people for who they are. Like personally, I believe like biology is biology, you know, but like I will never like discriminate someone for how they feel.
That's fair.
My cousin,
So maybe like if reincarnation is a real thing, like maybe somebody who has that conflict was the opposite gender in a past life, and maybe that's why
they feel like they're
maybe that's why the conflict exists.
It's getting deep now.
I mean like it could be possible.
It's hard to say. There's no, I don't think there's a way we can definitively say this is the answer.
No.
Like we don't even know where our dreams come from, you know. I was ever since I stopped drinking, I've been having the craziest dreams ever. Like my friend that I haven't seen in like 5 years, his name is Sergio. I wonder if he's watching it. If you watch it, you an asshole for not texting me. It's like, no, I love you. I hope you're doing good. But I just recently had this dream about him, and like we're like in 8th grade, but I'm a grown ass man now, you know. I haven't seen him in like 5 years, it feels like. So I haven't seen him as a grown man. And the last time I guess I had in this dream we were like in 8th grade because our voices were squeaky, you know.
Okay.
And I just ever since I stopped drinking, them vivid dreams come. It's like it's crazy. Last year I lost my grandma.
Okay.
So it's like so crazy with the spirituality thing, you know. It's like you could feel that. Like my grandma passed. I woke up, and then her body was just still there. They couldn't pick her up yet. They let people say their goodbyes and stuff. But that night I went back to sleep after she passed, and then I kept having these vivid dreams. Like I don't remember them. I'm trying to remember. Like it's good to write your dreams down, you know.
Yeah, like right away.
And it blows you away when you actually like remember them and write them down. But yeah, like I just kept having these crazy dreams, waking up out of nowhere, you know, like it's just.
Was your grandma, was she in the dreams?
Not necessarily. It was more of like just like waking up, like something kept trying to wake me up, you know. It was like I don't know, it was weird, definitely, but I think going through all that shit last year, seeing death like in your eyes, that makes you like value life more, and that's why the drinking, you know, like. When I would drink, I get so emotional, start crying in my room alone, you know, and like, fuck.
Oh no, you're good, man. No, it can be a lot though. Like like you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah. You just want to be better for yourself. Like, it just made me want to be better for myself, and like I wanted to die. Like people want to die, you know, when they drink, they get so emotional. You want to die, but now it's like I'm in the point in my life where it's like. Hey, it's like I'm alive, you know. It's kind of not bad to live. It's kind of like it's lit to be alive, and everyone wants. I see that so much now, especially with the type of music that was coming up in this past years. There was so much depressing music. I'm not sure if you heard of Lil Peep, XXX Tentacion, but it was like those frequencies are coming out to kids, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and the music is to help them get through it, but it also does impact them. So I think that part of my generation wanted to die for a little because of the influence, impact of everything that was going on. And I know I said fuck that. I was like, I want to live. Like, I love life. Life is valuable. Like, you only have, because we don't know what's after. It could be spirituality. It could be like the reincarnation of the spirituality. But honestly, we really don't know what is there. So like, if all we have is one, and if we can create many human experiences and like enjoy that shit while we're here, because we're alive, you know, like being alive is a gift. I thank God every day for waking up, and I'm just every day, like, even some shit goes wrong, I'm like, I'm thankful. Fuck it, you know, like,
Yeah.
this is all we have. One life right now, one life that we're experiencing. So why not be good to ourselves, you know? Be loving to yourself instead of telling yourself these negative things or tearing your liver apart, you know? Like, yeah.
No, it's crazy. From my experience, like, okay, so I'll go back to when I was justifying consumption of drugs, whatever it is, booze, pills, whatever the fuck, drugs. I was like doing that because it made me feel good, right? And I was doing it more because it made me feel better.
Yeah.
But like after a certain amount of time, like it was doing the opposite. And then after acknowledging that and taking that time to get off of it, right? Because like there's always that moment when like you get off of something where it sucks. Like it just sucks. Like
You just miss it.
Yeah, you're changing what you're doing with your body, and like you have to deal with that shitty moment. But then after you get through that, like I started looking at the clouds differently.
Yeah.
I started breathing air differently. Like, and then all of a sudden, like letting go of these weights, like brought all this light into my life, and then like I'm so thankful. And it's just like, you know, even with my usage of THC, like I kind of look at that like, you know, what am I running from? Like why do I need to, what am I enhancing by doing that? You know, so like once you start knocking it out and then you start seeing more light, then more light comes in, and it's like, you know what,
You're just letting the light shine, and you're like,
yeah,
I'll let it shine, I'll let it be sunny, you know?
Well, and I used to be in this place where it was like, you know, I'm always probably going to want to get down on something.
Right.
But now I'm getting more to a place where it's like, you
You're
know,
satisfied
maybe I just don't want to do anything, and I'll actually find true happiness and like by just being myself. But you have to like, okay, so earlier you were saying there's that importance to being solo, like you being alone.
Yeah.
Like I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to have that self-love relationship in order to recognize that we're disappointing ourselves to actually make a change.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you have to do that on your own, and everyone has to walk that path on their own, and it's gonna look different for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard for some other people. It's easier for some other people, you know. But like when you actually get that clarity, and it comes out of nowhere, just like, because you never find that clarity, you know, and to like it just comes in your head one day, and you're just like, it's a nice fucking day. Like the birds are outside. It's sunny as fuck outside. It's nice. Like life is lit, you know. It's all about also how we perceive things, like our perspective. Like if I have a negative perspective every day, then my world is gonna be, my perception is gonna be,
It's gonna like perpetuate
negative.
that.
Yeah, and it's gonna impact my world, and I'm gonna have arguments and this and that. But I want to say it's really hard though for some people to stay positive. Like relationships, like it becomes more difficult and complex because now when you're in a relationship, you also have to look out for the other person's like feelings and emotions, you know. And maybe you already have your emotions figured out. You're less emotional than this emotional person, but this emotional person is kind of fucking with your emotions, and it's like the energy just scatters around, you know. So I think that's true. The solitude, the being alone, and having that to get through it yourself, it just proves to yourself that you can do it, and just proves to yourself that like you love yourself, man. Like you're on the right track for yourself, and you feel better for yourself, you know. That's what it was for me.
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of what was said for sure. And it does look different for everybody. Everyone's got a different battle, a different hand that they're dealt. Some people don't have friends and family, and there's a lot of contributing factors. But one thing that I think stays consistent is there's no one that's going to be able to do it but ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know a lot of folks turn to religion or they try to focus on a relationship. They're always looking outward for something else to validate or bring them something rather than looking inward and going, well, what can I do
Yeah, that's
to control myself? I mean, that's what I've seen for the most part. And that, again, I think that's why people do cling to relationships and seeking that outside validation through social media or, I need somebody. It's like, no, you really just need yourself. You got to look within.
Yeah. Also, that's what I started giving more to myself ever since I stopped the drinking, is giving more love to myself.
Good.
Like I said, like wanting to die, and then now going to wanting to die to wanting to be alive and hearing the birds and not being mad at the birds for fucking chirping or something,
Yeah.
I think that's
Like,
very relatable.
I remember when I would drink and I would be in my mode and I'd stay up all night. I hear the birds chirping. I'm like, fuck, they're already going off. I'm like, that's how I know I fucked up for the night. Like,
Yeah, it's
Jump all
4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
yeah, I'm all singing. Honestly, I love singing when I get like a little wavy,
Uh-huh.
That's my thing. But I'll just stay in my room, put on some music, and I'll just scream, sing. You know what I'm saying?
While the birds are chirping.
Yeah. Everyone on the block probably mad at me because I'm screaming and freaking singing.
Sometimes you just gotta let loose, though. I do that frequently. It's midnight. I'm 10 beers in. I got Metallica going. I'm jumping around air guitaring. Sometimes you just got to get that out.
Yeah.
Perform like somebody is watching.
See, those moments also, I would think to myself like, oh, I can't have that singing moment when I'm like when I'm sober. But recently, like, I started getting that feeling, that euphoria from the music without the drinking.
That's good.
It's just the only thing I see that I'm struggling with is I'm boring as fuck. Like, I'm really boring when it comes to like me not drinking anymore. I feel like an old man or something.
What do you mean by boring?
Like, I really don't like doing much. Like I said, ever since I turned 21, I haven't even been to a bar. Haven't been to a club. I've been to a few smoke shops. I've been to a few dispos. That was what I really wanted to do for my birthday, was hit a dispo. But like, I don't know, just I'd rather be at home eating some McDonald's, watching some movies, or playing the game. Speaking of games, I actually finished Red Dead 2.
Okay.
Oh, what a great game.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
honestly really good, bro. I was like, damn, started crying. Look, I lucky teared up.
Oh no, I was about to say that's a good movie. I was about to say
It's basically like a movie, man.
It's like a
Shit
movie.
was really good.
That game's a journey.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. I would love to do music, like some type of rap music, for a game. Like, have you guys ever heard of Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Fallout. They have this radio, right? They have old classical music. So I was thinking, like, that would be dope as fuck to get, like, put a rap music or like DLC or something around rap or something. That would be lit. I'd love to do music for video games or something.
There's probably a huge market for that. There has to be. There's so many video game companies out there. It doesn't have to be some of the big five.
Yeah.
It can be like a lower tier game or something. Just get your music out, get that exposure. Any little bit helps.
I've been hearing about the GTA 6 radio station too.
Oh,
'Cause
man.
a lot of artists are trying to get on there. Like,
Of course.
So much. And I'm like, I don't even know how to start to get there.
I mean, you got to. I think it's like one of those things. You got to know someone that knows Rockstar and has the connects and things like that. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
we saw
that
the
would be
GTA
amazing.
6 trailer come out with Tom Petty, so it kind of set the bar. I love Tom Petty. I mean,
Yeah.
just one of my favorites.
Honestly, I've never heard of Tom Petty until then, and I
Yeah,
felt
that was
really
for a lot of
bad.
people.
I felt really bad about, because I was like, this shit is awesome. This
There's
song
a lot
is
of
lit.
people.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I said too when I saw that trailer. I said I'm so happy for Tom Petty and I love Tom Petty. He's the reason I played guitar. He got me into jamming. Saw him at Red Rocks in 2008. Tremendous. And I was so happy for him and his family when Rockstar decided to use that as the trailer song, because I'm like, there's a whole new generation that just found his music.
Yeah.
And it's such good music. I don't know if you've listened to a lot of other Tom Petty, but it's all good.
I've listened to like
I
three
mean, he's
tracks.
a total like stoner type of artist
Huge,
too. Like,
huge.
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Like
Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Okay.
One
Yeah.
more time to kill the pain.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
That's
you
the
trying to
thing.
get that Cali vibe? Like, let me just chill on the beach and take it in right now.
Put that in.
Petty's legit.
Yeah.
But no, I feel you on like the boredom thing, okay? because here's the thing is like it's all a perspective because
Yeah, that's
you're actually doing what a centered people do is like you're doing what you want to do, what you're comfortable doing. And like one thing that I learned like with the booze is like I can have just as much fun as people getting drunk not drinking.
Yep.
Like, and honestly, all you have to do is just dance a little bit. Like if I'm chilling and everybody's in there and I'll just start doing this, like
partying.
they're gonna think I'm having a good time. And I'm not drinking anything though.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because it can be fun to drink, and it can be entertaining,
It's a social
and you
thing.
get a little buzzed up, and you know that can be fun.
Yeah.
And then when you eliminate that, like you're stuck in this mental plane. Like even
Where you think it's
doing marijuana, like I don't really fluctuate off my thought process or like how I feel because I do it every day.
Right.
So it's not like I'm getting like mega baked.
Right.
So you kind of have to just get used to being in this like new plane of thought, and like it's
like a new reality.
yeah, and it could get mundane. It can easily get mundane if you're not like doing your best to recognize how much better it was than when you were disappointed in self. You have to keep like looking back to remind yourself like, no, even though I'm bored right now, I might seem a little mundane right now, but like this is way better than where I was at when I was all fucked up, feeling like shit
I think
in the
it's
morning.
like just noticing the moment, you know, like noticing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to be okay with just like not being able not drinking and like being okay with that, you know.
Yep.
And socially because like I know like my mom, she struggles with drinking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one thing she goes, when she socializes, she'll have her little drink, you know. But when it comes down to it, it is just like observing yourself and noticing that you're fine just how you are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that looks different for everybody because again, there is those people that can have a few during the Super Bowl and then not drink all year, you know, and it just like that moderation is key. But for the folks that do have a problem with it, you know, and that need it every day, what I've noticed is folks that get off of whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, that energy goes somewhere else. Whether that's sex addiction, sugar, food, fitness. Like that, you're still craving that dopamine. You need that dopamine from somewhere, and a lot of folks do go the fitness route, which is good, I think. Right? You're treating your body
I
right.
think that's like the best route someone could go.
Sure. Yeah, if you're going to take that somewhere, fitness is probably the way to go. But even that then becomes the obsession. It's like, we're going to work out all the time. You got to come to the gym.
And then
become a gym rat.
Then you got fucked up joints, and then all of a sudden heart problems because you push yourself too hard.
I heard this thing where it's like, you know how some guys who are chubby, like me, I'll go look in the mirror and I'll be like, fuck, I'm chubby. Or like, you know, or I need to get a little bit skinnier. Won't eat for a little bit. There's some guys who get so big, like, and then they go look in the mirror and they're like, I'm not big enough. I need to go do some more. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's
body dysmorphia.
Yeah,
that's real. When it comes to like the addiction, it's like it could transfer onto something else and form as another addictive thing, and it's like hard. It's hard. It's
It is,
fucked up
man.
because we don't even notice we're doing it. We just do it, you know, and then we're just like we end up liking it a little bit too much, and now we're kind of like sprung off the chemical dopamine or the satisfaction it gives us, you know.
It's definitely the dopamine for sure. It does something to the brain that we're looking for. And smelling salts might be one of those things that I get addicted to. We'll see. I've only been doing it during the podcast.
Yeah, do you want to do it now?
Let's do it.
It'll be my first time.
Let's do it. So this will be the third week in a row we've been promoting. This is Smelling Salts. Wake the F Up. It's owned by John. He's a 4-time bodybuilding champ and a fighter. Does amazing things over there. And other products, too. It's not just smelling salts. He does vitamins, all kinds of things. But
Okay, let's have him do it first.
are you okay?
Yeah.
You want to do it first? All right.
So you want to give it a shake? Kevin already shook it up.
So what you're going to want to do, just go in, gradually, and then just kind of a slow hit.
All right.
Yeah.
And
Is it gonna hit like my brain? Like,
it's got
It
a
might
strong.
make your eyes water a little bit.
Yeah.
oh shit.
Maybe.
All right.
See, I don't do it like really hard. Maybe do
Just
a
a-
slow sniff. There it was.
There it is.
Oh, I see it now.
It kind of wakes you up a little bit.
I see it now, though. I see why they do it. Hold on, I'm gonna get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you know what to expect, it just kind of wakes you up. These power lifters do it, man, before they lift.
It feels like they put like icy hot in your nose or something.
Okay,
like,
that's
that's
good.
how it feels.
That's a good
Yeah,
description.
that's good. Because last week Justin described it as it's the smell of dead rodents. You say
Dead
it smells
rodents?
like icy hot.
Yeah.
I've heard it described like when you jump in the pool and you
Yeah,
get that
chlorine.
chlorine.
Oh
in the nose.
yeah,
that's
Goes
what I
straight
feel
to
like.
your
Yeah.
brain and feel like I'm
Yeah.
a champion.
And it all depends how the draft of the room is going too. Like you might be like right here and not get any, or you might be here and just get it all.
Sometimes it like really gets you hard, and my eye starts watering. But again, anything you don't want to smell this all day. You hit it a couple times, it gives you a quick jolt. It's supposed to increase alertness and consciousness.
I could see that because let's see, I would definitely do that like while I while I wake up in the morning
Oh,
and
yeah.
start cleaning, you know.
It'll
Get my
give you a
day.
jolt.
Yeah, definitely. Like
So-
it's almost like an energy drink.
Yep. Wake the F up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
That is good stuff. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, we talked addiction. We talked a lot of good things.
No, this has been a good conversation, man.
pretty deep.
I think so,
you
too.
know,
This is a good
shit
conversation.
that people need to hear about, of course. So where are we headed now? I mean, what's the journey looking like for 24 with the music, with whatever you got planned?
Got you. So 2024 is all about me stepping into my creative direction too, like I said, you know. So a part of me is just like, I really want to step into my artistry. So meaning like artistry.
Okay.
So meaning that is like, before I was making all this music that like resonates with people, you know, and I was making music specifically to resonate to people, but now I want to make music for myself. So a great person a podcast I was watching was, you guys know who Rick Rubin is?
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching Rick Rubin, and he was basically saying like, when you make art for yourself, when you're making art and creating it for yourself, it ends up being for everybody else in the world, and people end up relating to it 10 times more.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to do that with people, you know. So I really want to sit there, and I don't want to like, I want to take my time, you know. So people are always rushing their self. I want to sit here and make some good quality artistry music that impacts people's feelings, their mind, their soul, and yeah, that's what I want to do this year. I definitely made like lots of songs already. I just haven't been able to record them for certain reasons, you know. It's just hard out here, you know, like being a local artist. There's some producers who don't give a fuck about you. Like there's some producers who will literally laugh at you while they're recording you, talk shit about you and your music while
they're working,
While
while you're
they're
paying them.
talking to other people and
Yeah.
you're paid. They don't give a fuck about you, bro. They just
Yeah.
care about your money.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, I'm trying to find good relationships with people who are genuine, you know? And that's what I'm looking for. I was a part of the Exodus thing, but like, you know, part of me just wanted to do my own thing, you know? So tired of, I've been with people for a long time. Like, I've been with certain people since they were recording in a fucking house, you know, in a fucking closet. And it's like, all right, I could do this shit myself. It's not that hard. Like, I've been basically doing it myself, you know? So
I mean, when I got
it's just
this,
waking up to a lot
I got
of
this
shit.
itch
Yeah.
too to make music and like rehash Article again. That was like my rap
Oh,
alias
shit.
was Article.
Yeah,
And
I
like,
think you were telling me about that.
And like, so I bought like the MIDI device. I already have the software to record it, Logic Studios. That's like the biggest purchase for anything. So then that way you can actually make beats and instrumentals. Where I get held up is I am not a keyboardist. I'm not good on the keys. And I really want to learn keys, because then I feel like, because with the boom baps, like I can make good instrumentals with boom baps and all the snares and all this shit.
Definitely.
But like the second it comes to like the actual harmony, I could hum it. Like
Yeah.
I know what I want it to sound like, but I don't know what those notes
How to
are.
transpose it.
Yeah, or the
Yeah.
keys. Yeah. So if I could transpose my humming into actual piano notes, then I feel like I would be making some hot instrumentals. And like, to be an artist that is like having a hard time finding genuine people to work with or help you create what you want to create, sometimes you just got to do that self-investment
Yeah,
and say
honestly,
fuck everybody else and like let
it's
me
better that way.
just start learning. And that's how record companies are anyway. Like you don't ever get signed being like oh yeah, I have bars, I can spit freestyles, like I'm good lyrically. They're like, great, there's 1,000 good lyric, like are you a package deal? Like they want people to be a package deal. And then at that point, is it even like worth being signed to a label, or are you making the music to express it? You know, there's so many layers to.
Well, look how Tech did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know,
Tech Nine was
Tech-
strange.
You know,
Strange
he
music.
basically said, "I'm going to do it my own way." What was the quote that he put out? You know, Tech will never go mainstream. Mainstream will go Tech, and that's exactly what happened.
See, that's what I was thinking. Like, why not create my own label? Like, cause I have people who make beats and people who send me beats, and I have my good friends who make rap music. So it's like, why don't I just create my own label, and like have certain people under it? But honestly, it's easier saying it than doing it. You know,
Sure.
It's a lot of work, and I think
You
that's
gotta be
why
organized.
that's why part of me has just been winging it. You know, just going to go make some good ass music and then sending it to everybody. I think the last song I released was last year. It's called PTSD, and I was aiming at mental health.
Yeah,
So like,
that was a good one.
yeah, I just wanted to express what I had inside and get that shit out. You know what I'm saying? I know other people have PTSD, and I got that shit like crazy sometimes. Like there be mad triggers. Like, I'll tell you the story. One time, my good friend like shot himself in the arm, and I was like, fuck, you know. And but the sound of the gunshot, like the ringing, like when you hear like a loud noise, like that shit's like a trigger, you know. But that's the main reason why I wanted to make that song, because I know people probably have worse mental problems than me, you know.
Yeah, just giving a nod to it for sure, because it is. There's a lot of mental health out there that we don't even know is happening. You know, it's probably happening in this building right now, and the people around us, and that's why it's good. Like, we kind of open up with to treat everyone with love and respect, and you just never know what someone's going through at the grocery store, and someone's like, ready to off themselves. Maybe you just saying, "Hey, man, hope you're having a good day," and that like could change the whole course of the day.
Or even sharing your story about how you were feeling suicidal and like your turnaround. Maybe somebody's like drinking their emotions away right now, and then hearing that on this podcast
gives them the power.
And that's why I always like to talk about overcoming opiates. And this month actually marks 3 years for me off of shitty fucking painkillers.
Hell yeah.
I'll get emotional talking about that shit, but it's important to put it out there, because life is trying to kill us since we're born. And then like with the mental clarity that I have now, like being more sober than I was in the past, like I kind of got this big ass chip on my shoulder. I'm kind of like, fuck all this shit, fuck all the companies putting all this extra sugar into all the food, and to try to promote cancer to generate in my body, and this healthcare system to get me lifelong hooked on fucking pharmaceuticals, and like people naysaying and talking shit because their life is shitty, and like maybe because I'm doing good they want to pull me down. Like it is trying to get us, and like we have to be resilient. And it's like I don't know, I'm getting to a point where I'm kind of like, fuck the noise. I'm gonna keep it authentic and real with people who kept it real with me, and I'm gonna share my story, and hopefully that like gives somebody else the strength to be like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm gonna do it my fucking way. And like
you're in control,
it's so crucial, man, and anyone can do it. And like what Kev's talking about and like what you're talking about is like, if you eliminate something, then sometimes other things come in. As long as those things aren't as bad as what you're leaving, then that's okay. You can do a little worse and do a little bit better, and then do a little bit better until you're doing really good.
Right.
Like there is no immediate turnaround, like turnkey fucking system to bettering your life. It's an everyday.
It's a chip.
Yeah, every single fucking day.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's why I really liked Nipsey Hussle a lot. It's because his message, the marathon, it's like life is a marathon. It's like you're running constantly and shit, and you're trying to make it to the finish line, but there's no finish line sometimes, and it's just always a constant. Sometimes you'll get to a little stopping point, but it's never ending. It's continuous. So, yeah, I definitely understand that, and I feel that a lot.
Always more to do, always more to be had, for sure. It's never over. The battle continues, which is also a great segue into our question that we ask every guest, of course. You answered it last time. We'll see what's changed. If you could offer one piece of advice to humanity, if everybody heard this, would be better off tomorrow, what would that piece of advice be?
Love yourself. You know what I'm saying? I say this because if you love yourself, then you would honestly treat yourself like your significant other, Like love yourself, nurture yourself, make sure you're healthy. You got to take good care of your mental health, like you brush your teeth, It's just like brushing your teeth. Tell yourself good things all the time. Make sure your teeth is clean, though, for sure. But just make sure you love yourself and be kind to yourself, because stop beating yourself up. Like, we're all human, and we only can get so much done, and we can only do so much. So love yourself and stay focused. Marathon continues, it don't end. Gotta stay strong. You could get through anything you could get through. You're stronger than your habits and your negative habits. And love each other, and most of all, love yourself.
Yes,
it's great advice.
No, that's crucial, and it really does. It ties into what we've been talking about. I didn't know where this conversation was going to go today. I didn't realize that you were making those kind of personal strides and personal health and bettering yourself, man. So I'm so excited for you, and to like see what kind of music comes from that, and like to see what 2024 brings. Since we're kind of on that theme, for me, it's this year I really want to just recognize that I have everything I need, appreciate what I have, and then like work on accumulating and saving more wealth in my life, because I know that I overspend on stuff that, like meals and like maybe clothes or something, like shoes, shit I don't need. Like I don't need this stuff. So
third dimensional things.
But I'm focusing on myself, and I'm loving myself in order to be honest with myself about that. So to heed to your advice.
Yes, sir. Yep.
It's going to be a hell of a year. Yeah, for me, I think it's going to be going towards my ultimate goal of controlling my time and money.
Yeah.
And just trying to take control of that, because no one's going to do it for me. I got to do it myself. So
Yes, sir.
we're in the driver's seat. Let's go. Let's drop the clutch and grab a gear.
Yeah, I feel it.
I love it. Love it. So where can everybody check you out? We'll leave all that in the show notes as well, but where would you like everybody to go?
Gotcha. You can check me out on all platforms. You can check me out on YouTube as well. I prefer YouTube because it's like the most way I could grow for myself organically. But check me out. I'm AGM Ghettokiid. AGM in all caps. Ghettokiid spelled normally. I'm a rap artist from Denver, Colorado. Just trying to make good music and spread love, you know?
Love it.
Excellent. And like Art said, just scroll down below. We'll get you in touch with AGM Ghettokiid. All that stuff will be down there for easy clicking convenience for sure. Great episode, man. Thanks for being here. We'll cheers one last time before we get out of here on this snowy Saturday. Glad to have you in the wheelhouse, man. We've had you on a couple episodes now. We'll check in about a year or so and see where everyone's at, man. You know, looking forward to continuing to see all of us grow and supporting this Denver music scene. Wishing you continued success, of course. And we're going to get on out of here, man. You're on your way to New Orleans, so
yes.
We'll see you on Happy Friday, of course, next week.
Oh, yeah.
Be good to yourselves.
You deserve it. Believe and achieve, baby.